Dad, I'm so happy to see you.
Good to see you.
I love you so much.
I know.
I love you so much.
I'm all over.
Yeah.
How the white
Yeah.
chocolate.
I love
Thank you.
you. You love me? Yes.
This time.
Yeah, this time you do. He said, this time I do. This week's been a lot. Oh man. It's been one of the harder weeks in recent memory. I know many of you can relate to like sometimes, you know, you'll have weeks that are completely and totally overwhelming in nature, where you feel like, how are all of these things happening at one time? Like, how are all of these bad things happening at one time? We never have this thought when a lot of good things are happening at one time. Hold on while my dog. This dog is human. This dog actually opens the door on his own with his little paw. I'm not quite sure how. Sometimes it just feels like the weight of this season of life doesn't let up. And I feel like, you know, those of us that call it midlife, or those of you that call it midlife also, buenos dias en esta familia. I think it's because, like, you know, when you get to this season of life, the fragility of both ends of parents and teenagers or whatever it may be, are still fragile, right? The fragility of them is still real. And it kind of gets bigger because, you know, although my young adult kids are slowly but surely figuring life out, there's a lot of life that they haven't. And I know WD-40 will fix that. I got to find it. But when you're, I don't know, when you got elementary school kids and your parents are, you know, in their early 60s or late 50s, you know, they're still working. They're still active. They're not as fragile. Everything just feels fragile right now. So let me just tell you what has happened in the last week. It's been, I think, almost 2 weeks since I put up a vlog. I apologize. I promised myself. I mean, the fact that this is going to be the fifth midlife vlog. Cheers to my dedication. So this week, or the end of last week, Nani, Heather's grandma, who lives in Altadena, California, 90 years old, lost her home in the Los Angeles wildfires. And all of our attention was focused there. I did a big giving blitz on Instagram to help raise money for Nani and Rick and David. Rick is Heather's uncle. David is his husband, Heather's other uncle. They all live together. They've lived in that house for 40 years. Nani is 90 years old, and that's her world. And so obviously all of our attention was there. There was a lot of mourning over that home. That was Heather's grandma's house. I mean, we've spent so many years there, so many Christmas mornings there. It was hard, and it was traumatic. So, you know, that was traumatic. That would have been trauma for the year for many people. What a lot of people didn't know is that about 5 weeks ago, Heather's mom was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Came out of the blue. Late November, she was having some back pain, and by the first week of December, they got scanned and found cancer everywhere, is what the doctor said. So we didn't know. It's the first time we've kind of had cancer in the family. We didn't know what this looked like. Are we going to fight for a few years? What is it? 5 weeks later, as of yesterday, Heather's mom was put on hospice, and she's been unconscious for a few days. Heather flew out there on Tuesday with her brother to be with her mom. And I've been FaceTiming Heather as we try to help the family navigate that tremendous loss. So imagine, put yourself in every member of Heather's family for a moment. Her dad, her siblings, which are dealing with this in the exact same perspective, maybe from a different window. Her uncle, her nanny, who lost her house and now is losing her daughter at 90 years old. It's a lot. So, and here I sit, kind of feeling like I should be with my wife. But like my business has to continue to run. My kids still need me here. My son, trying to help him navigate some things at 18. And I don't know, it's a lot. My parents need me now more. It feels like more and more. I think to myself, now as we're kind of planning what this week may look like, they feel like she's gonna pass in the next day or two. Then when is the service? And I've got a really big speaking event in Washington, D.C. next week, and which is gonna provide income for like a big chunk of next month, and I can't miss that. And my dad is just feels like he's getting worse. Obviously you guys know he lives across the street. My mom takes care of him, but yesterday I was leaving pickleball last night, and I had a text from my mom saying, as soon as you finish playing pickleball, can you come home and help me lift your dad from the kitchen table chair? I think I waited too long to get him up, and now he can't help me get him up. He has to help, and he's forgetting how to help. And then so I think to myself, well, when I fly to California, who's going to help my mom at night? Does she need help at night? Yes, she does. But what's that going to look like? How much is that going to cost? And I know she wants me to go visit or go help Heather, but then that leaves her alone at night. And when I went over there last night, she'd gotten him to the bathroom, and he'd thrown up 2 nights in a row. She'd gotten him in the bathroom, and he was standing up, and he'd gone to the restroom before he'd gotten on the toilet, and it was everywhere, and she was trying to clean it up, and she was, and the whole time my dad's holding on to the towel rack, and he's embarrassed. Even though he has dementia, he's still embarrassed. And I'm like, Dad, it's okay. I'm here to take care of you. And his head is just down. And I think like why he's got dementia. He can't be embarrassed. He doesn't know what's going on. He does. He may not know who I am, but he knows that this is a private matter now. There's two people that he feels like he loves, but why can't he do this on his own? And I know that he was embarrassed. It broke my heart. And I know that Heather's crying in California because her mom. I'm not saying this for sympathy. I'm saying this because I know a lot of you, whether you're 51 or 31 or 19 or 71, I know many of you are going through similar seasons where it's just like, man, will it let up? I just want to share how I'm processing it all. And share it so that some of you that are walking through these heavy seasons feel seen as well. Hopefully producing some sort of empathy towards others, because I definitely feel empathy now towards those of you that have gone through seasons like this that I haven't experienced before. So I got to go meet Whitney from Wisconsin because work has to be done. We're building something for you. But I want to talk more about this later today, right? And maybe even sit in some conversations that can help us in seasons like this, not only feel seen, but honestly give us some handlebars to hang on to. It's been a lot, but we're gonna get through it without like little cheeky phrases that people say all the time. God never gives you more than you can handle. I don't know if there's scripture backing that up. So, buenos dias, la familia. See you guys in a minute.
The thread of our fate always glows, golden through triumphs and throes, and the stars write our name and burn all the same, 'cause nothing good gets away. And I will love you through it all. The rise, each and every fall. Let the storms.
I remember my dad, when his parents were dying, taking care of that and thinking like, man, that's got to be hard. And here I am. And it is overwhelming. I'm overwhelmed. I feel guilty for not being in California with my wife. I feel guilty for not being able to give my son the attention that I feel like he deserves in this season of life, because both of his sisters are adulting, and I don't know, he's the last one, and I just feel like maybe we gave his sisters more sparkles, glitter during their senior year. I don't know. I feel bad about that. I feel worried and nervous and scared about this project that Whitney, myself, and my management team are launching. I don't know if, I know that it strikes a pain point, and I'm doing everything I can, but I'm hoping that what I feel everybody needs is truly what everybody needs. I'm overwhelmed. And I think it feels good to say I'm overwhelmed. And it's okay. I think it's okay to say that you're overwhelmed. I think sometimes people are scared to say it because they're admitting defeat and admitting that they're not strong enough and admitting that they're not all the things enough. And yeah, I'm not. And it's okay. But as I'm passing by every single one of these houses in my neighborhood, I guarantee you they're overwhelmed. Guarantee you they're overwhelmed. I guarantee you they're overwhelmed. I guarantee you my editor, who I'm going to go visit right now, is overwhelmed. Everybody is overwhelmed in some way, shape, or form. And I just want everybody to, thank you, to feel seen in this. So
Gets away.
how about that everything is working already? I can see your beautiful face. I can see Whitney. I can see myself. Can you hear me? I'm gonna head over to my mom and dad's. My dad's been actually getting progressively worse throughout today. His hands are shaking. He's sleeping all day. His mouth is hanging open. And I'm gonna be a little vulnerable here and share that I'm fearing. I'm about to go talk to my mom about it, but I'm fearing, I don't even want to say it. I don't know what's happening. I don't get it. I don't get it. I know she needs my help. Hello, my father. Yeah, hey, Dad. Give me your hand. Dame tu mano. I love you.
I love you too.
Oh, you do?
You're just working hard.
You're working hard? Yeah, that's great.
I had to to put here,
Yeah.
and Ria had also next year, and put in there a system,
A system.
and
Yeah. Is that what you were trying to show me?
Yeah, but he was on the rail like that.
Yeah. That's an old man thing. Okay, you done talking?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You were like, yeah. Like, okay. No, not do it. Not do it.
Well, because you got your other son's coming, right? Is he still coming?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
But, no, he's gonna be asleep by the time he gets here. What are you doing? I need to work.
Yeah, you work. You work. I'll turn the TV back on for you, Dad. I'm so happy to see you awake.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's a blessing for you.
Oh, it's a blessing for me.
Yeah. And what you're doing is trying to working
Yeah.
and pull us help us
Help you.
and trying to keep people homely.
Yes.
And
And this beautiful wife of yours helps too, huh?
estoy.
See?
Oh, you look great.
Oh, I do? You look great. Man, you look great.
Oh,
You look great.
thank you.
You're welcome. ¿Dónde naciste?
I can't hear you well.
Oh, where were you born? Where are you from?
Panama.
Oh, Panama. You're from Panama, huh?
That's right.
That's right.
Y hay muchos que están fuera porque necesitan trato de estar solo
Oh, sí.
y no tener que tener
sí, no tener que tener él.
Sí.
Sí.
Is his
Yes.
only
Yeah.
person
Yeah.
on the
Uh-huh.
in the area.
Yeah, in the area. He's the only person in the area.
Yes.
Yes, very good. Wow, you're making a lot of sense. Oh, goodness. Yep. Yep. I hear you, Pops. I hear you, Pops. Well done.
See if you can find a way out.
Okay. Yeah.
Once again, you can you can do something.
I can. Thank you. You're so encouraging. I'm just coming closer to hear you.
Yeah, and you can be the best. You can be the best person.
Yes, I can be the best person.
Yeah,
Yeah. Man.
just don't do it if you can.
Okay. Okay.
And go back and just have a chop.
Yeah, yeah, just a little chat. Yeah. You can be the best person you can be too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But these are places that are good.
Yeah, these are very good places. Yeah. This is a very good place here.
Yes, it is.
It is a good place. It's a safe place.
Safe place.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how are you doing?
Oh, I'm so good. Thank you for asking.
Okay.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well.
You're doing very well.
I'll go and get some more of that.
Oh, you want me to go get some more of that?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'll go get some, okay?
Okay. Nothing big, okay?
What's that?
Not there.
No, none of that, okay? I'll be right back, okay?
Take your time.
Take my time, okay? Here, I'm gonna kiss you on the head when I leave.
Please don't.
There we go. Okay. Here's the situation. This is what having a father with dementia and on hospice. Legitimately today, hospice was like, yeah, he's showing signs of the end. His hands are shaking. He's sleeping all day. He's not making sense. He doesn't ever want to wake up. So I'm walking over here completely thinking, okay, I know Heather's mom is about to pass away any day now. But what do I do if my dad is about to pass away any day now? And literally, that I didn't want to say it, but that's like, and who knows? Who knows? Who knows where he's at in his lifeline? But oh man, it's just an ebb and flow. Ebb and flow. Guys, it's a lot. It's overwhelming. I'm overwhelmed, but I'm okay. I'm gonna have dinner with my daughter. Then my brother's gonna come hang out with him. I'm overwhelmed, but I'm not destroyed. Look at my animals just. Look at them like just acting like they own the place.
Okay, coming to you, shoulders and all, from the sauna. What a day. If there was ever a day that shows and reminds me that I am not in control. You know, as much as we think that we're in control, we're just not. We're just not. And today was one of those days that reminded me. I mean, I literally was walking up the driveway thinking, is this the beginning of the end for my dad? And then I walk in and he's talking in complete sentences like I haven't heard him in weeks. So I do think there's like 4 things that I realized I did today that kind of keep me sane in these overwhelming seasons. You can be in midlife, you can be in your 30s and your 70s. And I think if you take these 4 things and try to implement them every day, especially days that you're overwhelmed, you're just going to be better off at the end of the day than you would if you didn't. First thing I think is really important on those overwhelming days or in those overwhelming seasons is literally to take it one day at a time. You know, my brain can start going, okay, well, what if my dad goes south? And what if Heather's mom passes away in 2 days and my dad passes away in 4 days, but I'm on the way to visit to make sure that I'm with Heather's family? And then is my mom going to feel like she's being stranded here without me taking care of her because I'm taking care of Heather and my wife, and which is important, but I got to make sure that I'm here for my mom and my dad. And that's not taking it one day at a time. What am I going to do for my Washington, D.C. speaking event next week? It's a big speaking event where a lot of my income is going to be taken care of. And so, I wonder if we can take it one day at a time. So I stopped thinking about those things and just thought about today. It was way more manageable to just think, okay, how can I help my mom and my dad right now? That was just to go over and sit with my mom. How can I help Heather right now? Just call and say, what do you need? That's taking it one day at a time. The second thing I would say is to find moments of peace throughout your day that you can just grab onto. I don't know if I mentioned this or not earlier, but I had about 20 minutes in between my meeting with Whitney and my lunch with my new editor. And I decided to just come home. I could have driven straight to the restaurant and had 20 minutes in my truck, but I came home, I sat on the sofa, and I let my big, gigantic, hairy dog boss me around for a few minutes. And I just laid there, I closed my eyes, and there's just something magical about a dog, right? They just know. And my nostril aggressive dog that shoves his snout and moves my arm around with his snout to make sure that I'm constantly petting him. I needed it. I sat down, I played a little bit of PlayStation with Losiah. We love to play FIFA.
We used to do this.
I didn't have time to do that, but I did.
And we're getting back to it.
And I realized that I did have time. That was really helpful. So find tiny moments of peace where you can breathe today. When I walked in to my mom's house tonight, she was sitting there going, I'm taking a little me time. She'd had an overwhelming day with my dad, and she was drinking some tea, and she goes, I had 2 chocolate bars. 2 chocolate bars. What's the me time you can take? I'd also say delegating and asking for help is important in overwhelming days. Our friends Charlie and Eve brought over tzatziki's for dinner. They knew that Heather was out of town. My wife, fortunately for me, I'm one of the luckiest humans on planet Earth. My wife cooks a hot dinner every night. Well, I haven't had one of those in a minute. I've been going over to my mom's. I'm grateful that she's been cooking for me, but the nieces brought over a Greek salad that Sayana and I were able to have tonight. And then we turned that into like a little date. So like without the nieces bringing over salad from Tzatziki's, Sayana and I would have had the idea to have dinner together. And then we sat for 3 hours or 15 hours, however long Wicked is. And we watched Wicked tonight. It was really sweet, really special. So thank you, Charlie and Eve, for giving Sayana and I a date tonight that we didn't even know we needed. You see, when you ask for help and when you accept help, it just helps you feel a little bit less overwhelmed. And I feel a lot less overwhelmed because my friend showed up for us tonight. So that's even for some of you that have overwhelmed friends. Just show up. Buy them dinner. Drop it off. I'm just grateful. So, find your peace every single day. When you're overwhelmed, ask for help. when you're feeling overwhelmed. Take it one day at a time. One day at a time, and that's really hard. You know, and I'd say last, just stay connected. Stay connected to those that give you life. You know, I've Heather and I, we haven't seen each other in 4 days, but we're texting, we're FaceTiming, we're trying to stay connected all day long. And you know, it's not a perfect system, but it helps me feel less overwhelmed on these overwhelming days. Because if I didn't do those 4 things, I think it would have swallowed me up. Well, I'm going to let you go before I start dripping sweat in here, which is bound to happen pretty soon. We're at 146 degrees. I've got 39 minutes left, and I'm just going to sit here once I turn the camera off, lean back, and just be. But I'd love to know. Let's carry on the conversation in the comments section. What are some things that you do in particular on days that you're overwhelmed, besides being overwhelmed? How do you stop the overwhelming nature and the overwhelming tendency of your day to completely engulf and swallow you whole? Let's chat it up in the comments. And also, it really helps if you guys subscribe to my channel, share this video, like the video, turn on a little notification bell so every single time I upload another one of these, you guys will be able to be notified that they're up. I'm enjoying these. Not a lot of editing, a lot of raw conversation, a lot of stream of consciousness, and I'm gonna keep going, you know, because you may or may not know it, but your 50s isn't midlife. Some of you in your 30s, you're in the middle of life, you just don't know it. Some of you in your 20s, you're in the middle of life, you don't know it. Some of you in your 70s, you're not in your middle of life anymore. But I'm just saying, we never know when we're in midlife. But what I can tell you is you can either live your life or it'll live you. See you next week.